Historically, the use of air conditioning has not been for survival. It's been for comfort. And the irony is that we've relied on it so much that it's made our planet hotter. Not just air conditioning, but it's been implicated in the warming of the planet, so that it now has become a tool for survival because we've made the planet hotter. So things like, how can we make our cities cooler without relying on air conditioning so much? Those are things like major tree planting campaigns to make our cities greener and also make access to green space easier and more equitable. In a place like New York, LA, Chicago, access to green space is a lot easier in wealthier and wider neighborhoods. That's a justice issue. We have to look at making our access to these shady neighborhoods, which can really help on a hot day, accessible to all. You can actually live happily under a very different model of community or values. And I think that's what I'm excited about and what I think is possible in the future.
Always focuses on individual action, like turn the lights off, use a metal straw, stop using so much plastic. And I understand that that's important, but I always wondered, like, what can we do to make a big difference? Like, that's not going to stop climate change. Like, I was always somewhat aware of that, and then joining CCL really helped me understand what is going to stop climate change.
I was drawn to CCL because I like its central values and commitment to nonpartisanship. It doesn't matter what your background is, what your ideology is. If you are committed to solving climate change, then you have a place in the organization.
If you had told me 1 year ago that I would be in DC meeting with multiple congressmen and attending this national convention, I would have simply never believed you.
So I think that CCL makes it easy for you to get involved in that way, just right off the bat, even if you haven't had any experience like that, or if you have had experience like that, like, they'll take you and you'll get involved and you'll make a difference and you'll feel like you're making a difference right away.
People want to do things because of emotion, because they feel connected. And so when you do it in a group, you get that emotional connection, and then it spurs you to action.
I no longer feel alone. I made that decision. I was going to get in this with both feet, And now I feel like I've got a group of people and we have one thing in common. We know the urgency that we've got to deal with climate change.
And I think that it's like that balance between the individual's impact and the group's impact. Like the bigger the group is, the louder our voices are, the more calls, the more emails, the more lobby meetings, the more people that show up to the lobby meetings. It makes our voice stronger. And so each individual that makes the group bigger and adds in their voice is important.
I think seeing everyone else in this community that is united on the same issue as I am definitely gives me much optimism for the future. If you had told me 1 year ago that I would be in DC meeting with multiple congressmen and attending this national convention, I would have simply never believed you.
I mean, I'm so grateful that I was able to lobby with my representative in Congress multiple times now.
Strength in numbers, right? As long as we have a group of people who are together focused, visiting Washington, visiting the senators or, all the congressmen, putting across our point, that's where I think the value is.
And that is also very exciting to be part of that and understand that that's how they learn. That's how politicians learn what's important to us.
You would think that the politicians would lead, but that's not the way politicians work. Politicians don't lead the wave, they ride the wave. So it's our job to create the waves for them to ride on.
And I think that it's like that balance between the individual's impact and the group's impact. Like the bigger the group is, the louder our voices are, the more calls, the more emails, the more lobby meetings, the more people that show up to the lobby meetings. It makes our voice stronger. And so each individual that makes the group bigger and adds in their voice is important.